Hi everyone, this is 6th grade Elevate. Today we are comparing decimals. So this lesson requires students to anchor themselves in the place value chart. And in your 3-minute intro today, you are going to be showing students how we know which of these two decimals is the larger one. So if you read 0.55 and 0.72 as 55 hundredths and 72 hundredths, students, that's unit form, students should be able to say, okay, well, I know 72 is larger than 55, so 72 hundredths is greater than 55 hundredths. However, some students do not have that academic vocabulary yet, and they might say 0.55 or they might say 0.72. So we will use the place value chart to support us, right? So anytime we are comparing numbers, we always want to compare from left to right. It is the same exact way that we compare whole numbers. So we start with our largest place value. In this case, it is the ones place. And in the ones place, both of our digits are the same, so that does not help us compare. In that case, we are going to move over to the next place value, which is the tenths place. In the tenths place, I see that the numbers are different, so that is my basis for comparison. Because I know that 5 tenths is less than 7 tenths, then that means that 55 hundredths is less than 72 hundredths. I'll say it the opposite way again. Because I know that 7 tenths is larger than 5 tenths, what that means is 72 hundredths is larger or greater than 55 hundredths. Okay? So for today's lesson, it is important for students to be able to use the correct sign, greater than, less than, or equal to identify which of the decimals is larger. However, it is also going to be important for them to use academic vocabulary to explain how they know which one is larger, right? So it's that same language of in the tenths place, the place of change or the place of difference. Here is what I notice is less than. Here's what digit I notice is less than the other, which indicates that the entire number is less than the other number. So from there, you can launch them into a turn and talk on how they would compare these two decimals, anchoring them in the place value. So they're not going to say, 5 and 6. No, they're going to say 5 tenths is less than 6 tenths. So 1 and 5 tenths is less than 1 and 6 tenths. So you'll do a picture model using the place value chart to compare these two decimals, using again that academic language. And then you are also going to do the same thing for letter A. However, we are also going to incorporate some models, some drawing. So with the model, we will have to demonstrate 6 tenths or 60 hundredths and then show 62 hundredths in the other model to identify which one is larger. Then we'll launch students in about 10 minutes of partner work where you are circulating to support. And then students will work on questions 8 through 11. Doesn't require them to use a place value chart, but you can print one out, provide them with one, or they can do like what I did in previous questions and literally just draw out the place value chart and put the numbers in themselves.